Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Doctor.
Okay, let us start our lecture. Okay, in this lecture, I'm going to explain about the introduction to mobile application. So the outline consists of Android history, web application versus mobile apps, iPhone application versus Android application. So for history, Android was established in 2003 by a group of researchers, Andy, Rich, and Nick, and Chris. And the motivation was to build an advanced operating system for the camera by transforming them into smart devices that are aware of the location and preference. And no marketing interest turned the idea out to focus towards smartphone. And this sector was so competitive since Android has to compete against the Symbian and Windows operating system. That time, Symbian as Windows is most popular operating system for mobile phone. Okay. And there are some popular brand such as Nokia, okay, Lenovo, Motorola, okay, and they use the Symbian operating system for their mobile phone. For the Windows, okay, only a few devices. Yeah, that time Windows also popular. Okay, as a mobile operating system in a mobile device. And the evolution of Android over years, Android 1.0 was the first commercial version of Android launched on 2008. From year to year, okay, they launch a different version, okay, and I recommend to use Pi 9.0, okay, 2018 and 2019. So this is the different type of the Android version, okay, start from Apple Pie, okay, Pancake, uh, Cupcake, okay, Donut, and so on. And this is the curve that show the over 900 million devices running Android operating system, and Google Play has passed a billion of the application download. And the most popular one is the Oreo, okay, and the second one Nugget and Marshmallow and so on. And this is the data collected on 7 May 2019, okay, and this is the Android 10, okay, Android 10 under the preliminary name Android Q on 13 March 2019, and Android 10 was officially released on September 2019. Okay, this is the Android 11. You can see here the interface, the operating system that has been established on 8 September 2020. Okay, let me proof. Okay, none. Yeah. Okay. In order to develop the Android, I also refer to the developer android.com. I can show it to you this page, this one. You just type the developer.android.com. Yeah, and you can choose documentation here, okay, and then select the guide. Okay, and you can see here the core topic. So I also study from here. I learn from this website. So anything happen, let's say I forget something, how to develop the mobile apps, or I face some error, okay, or some bug, okay. So I use this website, okay. I read again many times. I read this one, okay. Oh, intent. Let's say I check the intent here, intent. Go to the overview, okay, or the syntax. There is a syntax and also the uh, description about the starting an activity, okay, how to deliver a broadcast, uh, explicit, implicit, okay, and also the example, yeah, action here, action view, action send, okay. So I use this reference to solve any error in during the development, okay. And also you can see the Java file here. This is the example. You can see the bottom here. This is the Kotlin Java. So we prefer to use Java. So you can see this is the example, the implementation of intent. Okay, and also I can read the description and so on. So you can go to the developer.android.com. Okay, choose the document, select the guide. Okay. Okay. So what is the advantage and disadvantage between web application and Android application? Okay. So we go to the web application. The advantage, web application have an universal access. It can be accessed from anywhere. Okay. And as long as you have an internet, you can access it, right? And supporting an automatic update, you can update in real time, okay, in few days, not a few days, maybe in few seconds, you can update, automatically update. So your website can follow the current theme and style and so on. And it is well established tool, okay, methodology, and supported by multiple languages such as HTML, PHP, Java, and JavaScript, and so on. Okay, and it has been widely used in the round in the round world. Okay, most of people develop a web application, and it has been widely used for commercialized selling, promotion, and so on. So what's the disadvantage of web application? Few and weak UI control, and it cannot interact with the local resources such as launch a program, access device on the user machine, okay, access the location, okay, and inefficient communication based a weak protocol HTTP. How about the mobile apps? The advantage, mobile apps has a rich with mobile app rich with UI control, and it able to interact with the local resources, such as you can develop mobile apps and interact to the microphone. You also can control the camera. You can access the camera resources. You also can request GPS location, okay, request the service, GPS service, local database, okay. You also can create your own local database using SQLite, yeah? And you also can request contact, phone call, and etc. message, okay, and so on, yeah, and use any networking protocol. This is these are the advantages, okay, already listed here, and this is the disadvantage. Have no universal access, okay. So only when you want to access the mobile apps, you have to install it. Okay, you have to download from the market store, then you have to install it, and difficult to support automatic update. If if you want to update your mobile apps, so you have to download first. You have to upload into the market store, and then you download, then reinstall. Okay, not easy to support application scalability. Application crash after update. Okay, yeah, usually you have to reinstall the application, not automatically updated. Okay, this is the some basic principle between pure mobile website and pure mobile apps. Mobile website, when you develop a website, okay, you have some framework that it can be adjustable into the mobile device, right? So that one is a mobile website one. So it can be accessed through the browsing. Only can be accessed through the browsing, and it is the static navigational user interface. Required a connection. If you don't have internet connection, you cannot access that website. And somewhat limited feature. Okay, they have a limited limitation. Okay, if you develop a mobile website, such as you are not able to connect the camera, messenger, and the others platform, yeah, others feature in your devices. Yeah. In terms of the speed, it is fast, okay, and development cost reasonable, okay, and application store not necessary. So you don't need to upload into the Apple's application store. So you just upload into the server, and then if you have a domain, then you can access through the internet, okay, by typing the domain. Okay. Approval process, no need. Yeah, you don't need to request permission to get or request to get approval from the third party, as long as you have a server and then you upload the file, okay, into the server, then you can access it. How about the mobile apps? It is accessed after being installed. Okay, so you need to install first into your mobile. After that, you can access it. Interactive user interface. Okay, more interactive. Okay, and it is also available offline. So meaning that it doesn't necessary to have internet connection. You can perform your mobile apps without internet connection. Means that you can save the data into the SQLite, into the local memory, local or internal memory, and can make use of phone feature. Can access the phone feature such as location service, camera, okay, message, contact person, and so on. How about the speed? Very fast. How to develop? It's quite expensive, especially if you develop the mobile apps with Firebase. For example, you request the external database such as a cloud or Firebase. So you need to pay if you wanna get the unlimited resources or a certain space. Yeah. If you want to get the free access, they have a limited space for you. Okay, and application store, yes, available. Okay, in order to install your Android application, you need to upload into Google Play Store, or okay, for the Android, you can install through USB. Okay, cable data. Okay. For same like the iOS, okay. For the application, mobile application, the iOS, the Apple device. So you need to upload to the Apple Store, or you can plug in using cable data. Okay. Approval process sometimes mandatory, especially iOS. Okay, iOS application. Yeah, not really not easy to get approval, okay, because there is some verification when you upload into the Apple Store, okay. Totally different with the Android application. Any application can be upload into the Google Play Store and everyone can download it. Something like there is no filter, there is no screening. So therefore I mentioned sometimes mandatory, especially iOS store. Yeah. So iPhone has a larger selection application comparing to Android. iPhone app application can be programmed using Objective-C, while for Android can be programmed using Java, C, C++. Okay, and iPhone use the Apple Store as the only way to install its application. Okay, and for Android, okay, you can install through the different way such as Google uh, application store or USB connection, website, email, and extra. How can we install through website? You just copy the APK, send to your friend, and ask your friend to download from the website or from your email, for example. Then you can install it. Very easy, right? And this already explained it to you, okay, regarding to the distribution of the Android device in the world. And this is already explained it yesterday. And that's it for lecture 1. Okay. We go to the lecture 2. It's about the design mobile application content. The aims of the designing mobile application content here is to learn how to design mobile application content using Storyboard and just in mind, Prototyper. The outline consists of the Storyboard Flow, okay, how to do mobile application, then do and don't of mobile UX design. Okay, there is a quote here. This is where it all begins. The first step is to understand what you are trying to communicate and what your intended message is. If you don't understand your message, no one will. No one know what you want to tell, right? Creating a script or storyboard will help you to ensure that your audience understand your intent. Okay, so storyboard is very important, especially to deliver your intended message. Okay, so that you can ensure that the audience understand what you develop. So the question is, who is your audience? When you develop application, you have to remember, you have to ask your question to you. Who is your audience? You have to understand who is the target user and who is the stakeholder involved for your application. Okay. The storyboard flow. What do the screen looks like and how they are linked? The storyboard is a representative, often in the form of hand-drawn sketch of how each activity looks like and how to navigate supposed to be. And there are multiple purposes of using storyboard. Declare a project overview, provide a programmer with a suitable guide, to illustrate a link among a different activity, to illustrate the object interface functionality, and the storyboard flow here is at the first stage, there is no exact photo or graphic. Okay, when you create the storyboard, okay, there is no exact photo or graphic, but you can show the position of the UI. Yeah, position. Remember, I highlight here position of your UI element like graphic, graphic position. Okay, text, photo, and button of the position of the button. Yeah, illustrate the navigation scheme, link in, by which programmer will be able to understand the purpose of the button, hypertext, and your intended message. So there are three types of the storyboard flow. Okay, first is a sequential, second one is topical way, and lastly, exploratory way. Sequential, okay, navigate sequentially, okay. Scheme take user step by step through the material. For example, book that are repurposed as a multimedia title, slideshow presentation, and instructional tutorial that require the student to move through step by step. Okay. Second one is a linear process. Okay. When you create something like example, a login button, or maybe sign up. Okay, sign up button. So you can fill the form through the sequence, through the linear process. Okay. First, you have to fill up the name, for example. Not suddenly fill in the password. After that, key in the name. Okay. Usually, password and password confirmation located at the end of the process, right? So you can use the linear process. Sequential title often have a button. Next, forward, continue, previous, back, or a graphic as navigational aids. So interactivity limited to clicking on the object in order to keep user on track. You have a limitation, right? You have, when you design based on the sequential navigation, you have a limited interactivity. Something like you ask the user to do step by step, okay, in order to keep the user on the track. Okay. Examples on playing, animation, even displaying in a graphic or the text. This is the example. Okay. Usually here, not really clear, yeah. The slide here. For example, here there is a sequential navigation scheme. Okay. This is an if you click next, it can go to the next scene. Okay, there is a next and the previous one. Okay, this is the sequentially. If you select the previous one, okay, this scene doesn't directly go to the first scene, but it will go to the previous one here. If I select back button, for example, okay, it goes to the previous one or this one, not jump to the first one, not like that. Yeah, so we can call it sequentially. So the user only have a limited choice to navigate. So and the material that can display sequentially, linearly, user must proceed to the next. Let's say if the user want to see the subtraction example, okay, currently they are in the addition quiz, question number 2. So they have to pass the subtraction first, then they can go to the subtraction example. So we can call it sequential navigation. It's clear? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, clear.
Clear, sir.
Okay. The second type is a topical navigation scheme. Okay. It is an array of a choice allow user to select from or search for the specific information, and normally including several layers. Okay, and it's required special interface design attention to avoid user complexity in terms of understanding where they are and what they have to do. This is the example. For example, state of Washington information. There are 3 options: education, employment, service. If I select education, it goes to the certain activity. I can call it education activity. But if I choose employment, it goes to the employment activity. So we can call it metric, something like that. Yeah, topical navigation or array. Okay, this one. The keyword here is an array of choice. So there are 3 arrays here: education, employment, service. Okay, let's say I choose the service. It goes to the service activity. Maybe inside the service activity they have 3 or 4 choice, and each choice or it has a certain activity. So array of choice. Yeah, that one is the keyword for the topical navigation scheme. Okay, lastly is the an exploratory navigation scheme. Provide a simple design structure and guidance. Relies on user interaction. Usually, the clicking of the object display on the screen. Okay. Usually, the navigation style is the system asks the user to click the object. Many games directed at both children and adults use some form of exploratory navigation. This is the example. The object is question number 1, A, B, C, D. So, how to interact? User must select A, B, C, D. Something like I have to directly choose the object, okay, select the object in order to interact. Okay, how to do mobile application? This is the important. When you create application, you have to consider your application should or must solve a real problem and avoid assume a user need. Don't assume the user need, but you have to develop based on a real problem. Avoid being short-sighted. Okay, plan ahead or at least consider about it. Okay, plan ahead. Okay, remember, don't downplay choice of the platform. Fulfill the user need. Avoid using waterfall methodology. Usually we don't use the waterfall methodology because clumsy, okay, and high risk. Okay. Usually we use a sprint, sprint method in order to develop mobile apps. I will show it to you later. And don't play user experience. Do simple, clear navigation, and pick key function that are very critical. So usually in mobile apps, they don't show a lot of hotspot. Hotspot means they only focus only one. Okay, one activity, one focus. Okay, so I will explain later on here. Example here. Can you see two design interface, left and right? Any one of you choose the left one interface, the left interface?
Yes, the left interface.
Left one.
Mention your name. To those who choose, to those who interested with the left interface. Mention your name. Inform your name.
Amar, left.
Amar, left.
Nan Oikong, left.
Okay. To those choose right interface. The interface on the right side here. Anyone?
Chiming, right side.
Huh? Mention your name.
Chiming.
On Chini. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask a question to Amar first. Amar, what is your reason why you choose the left side? Yeah.
Simple
right
and straightforward, simple and straightforward.
Simple and straightforward. Which one? The simple one? Show it to me.
The left one, because not a lot of things, like don't need a lot of pictures.
Okay. How about Ong Chi? Yeah, Ong Chi.
Yes, sir.
I know your reason choosing the right side.
Because the right side have a lot of picture, easy to let me to view which picture is for which navigation. So I can it's very interesting the interface.
Okay. So both of you have a different reason, yeah. Okay. In my perspective, okay, in your mobile phone, you have a limited space, okay, so that you have to choose only one activity. So don't try to put all the feature in one screen. If you look at the right side here, there are many features. Of course, if you open through website, okay, through your browser, from the browser, the right side is I prefer to choose the right side, yeah, if I use the browser, because I have enough space to display all the feature. Okay. But if when I want to develop mobile apps, okay, we have to focus only one activity. For example, this is welcome. Okay, if I click the explore, so I focus on I will focus another activity. For example, welcome here, the main activity here is a search. So only one image and then one certain feature, okay, which is searching. So very limited. So very focused, because we don't have enough space to display all the images. All right. So I recommend it to you, okay, and I suggest it to you. When you design mobile apps, you have to focus, make it simple. Again here, do a simple, clear navigation, and pick key functions that are critical. So the key function here is searching, and this is a simple. What else again? Clear navigation. The navigation only search, create, and sign in. 3. How about this? Share, stay, upload, organize, make stuff, explore, search. So too many, yeah. Take the tool. What else? This one there is many hyperlink. So uh, not don't make a user confused. Yeah, actually, what's the purpose? But if this one is a website, yes, you can do like that. Yeah, you can put many things inside one screen. But in mobile apps, you have a limited screen. Okay, another one is don't favor branding over user. Avoid displaying many windows. Now this one. Avoid displaying many windows like about screen, splash screen, startup experience, or any other type of screen that lead to prevent user from using your application immediately. If too many too many splash screen, I believe the user don't want to not interested to your application, especially if they have limited screen size. Yeah, and well guide user by showing messages like loading, updating in progress, and error messages. This one something like 10 Jacob Nelson, yeah. Visibility of the system, visibility of the system, showing the update, okay, showing the if any loading process. So you need to show if any insert something like you pop up message a few seconds or 1 second, something like updated and then gone. Something like you show a message, okay. Okay. I don't need 3 splash screen telling me I'm playing Scrabble made by EA, and every word count. I want to load the game and play, not wait through their branding. Okay, especially in the mobile apps. Yeah, majority user doesn't like the splash screen like this, showing the too many brain here. Okay, and then make a user waiting. Okay. Actually, user want to play directly. They want to play. If any setting, that's you can directly go to the setting. But there is no need to give animation at the beginning. Just straightforward. Yeah? Direct to the main activity. Avoid squeeze the word in your design. Minimizing user input by avoid them key in data. Minimizing user input by avoid them key in data. Give a typical input limitation such as selection list, checkbox, okay, radio button. Any one of you can give me example when we should use selection list, checkbox, radio button, please. Should I mention your name then answer the question? I open to all. Give example for selection list.
When the answer is close-ended, mean there is limited option.
Okay, example?
Example, maybe the faculty that you are in.
Faculty.
Yeah.
Okay, let me help you. For example, state in Malaysia, for example, yeah, because we know that the state of the Malaysia, how many states in Malaysia? Hello?
14.
Huh? 40? 14, yeah? 14, yeah? So such as Pahang, Johor, and so on. You have a limitation. You have a the selection. Okay, has a limitation. So you can use a selection list. Okay. Just now your friend mentioned about faculty. For example, it show the department. How many department in our faculty? Anyone? Any one of you? No? Oh.
Don't remember.
How many department? Oh, you don't know, yeah? How many department in our faculty? The answer is?
So many times changed. We don't know.
Oh, you don't know? BCN, BCS,
Okay, faculty creator.
BCM, okay, diploma. That one is a department. Okay. Continue. How about the checkbox? Checkbox, this one.
Checkbox is when we have a multiple answer.
Okay, example. Okay, correct.
Example, like hobby. We can have a lot of hobby.
Okay, correct. How about the radio button?
Radio button only single, like male or female.
Okay. I think everyone know about this. And then next is test your application with the actual device. So before you upload into the Apple or Google Play Store, so you have to run into your device first. Okay, check, test your application, test all the functionality. Yeah. Okay. Then do not of mobile UX design. First, research before design. This is very important to you. Okay, before you design your apps, okay, you need to do some research. Yeah, for example, find the existing mobile apps. Okay, in your case, based on your cases, okay, you need to find the existing one. What, how they provide the design, okay, how is the navigation, what kind of the navigation inside the mobile apps, and then what kind of the content involved, yeah, in the application, and so on. Conduct a competitive analysis, yeah. Find the applications that are similar to the one you are designing. Pay attention to which part of the application you like and which part you don't like and why. Give a reason. Let's say you like this. What's your reason? What's my reason why I like this? So you can justify. Yeah? Identify your user. Identify the target user. Okay, build user persona to understand better how the user will interact with your application, which activity they perform, and what the content they expect. Okay. What they expect, then you can provide it. User persona. Define who the story is about. Yeah, it's about attitude, motivation, goal, and pain point. Second one, prioritize the feature. Okay, I believe when you develop the mobile apps, you have many ideas. You want to add a lot of feature in your mobile apps, but you need to focus on refining. Refining means pemurnian, okay? The experience around your core objective. So actually, what is your objective? So you need to prioritize the feature. Okay? You can do a ranking, for example. And then based on your objective, you may choose only few feature. So you have to prioritize. Yeah? Not all the features should be embedded into your mobile apps. Many product designers try to add as many features as possible. Usually, it will be fail product. Nothing is more confusing for the first time user than the application that has too much going on. Make sure that you have a prioritized feature so that the user not confused. Okay, this is the example. So I can say that don't put all feature, don't put too many feature. For example, this apps is about the riding. So the first activity, okay, we call it usually we in the storyboard we call it scene, right? But in mobile apps we call it activity. So the first activity we can see here the objective is user must key in the destination. Okay, where are you going? Okay, maybe click search, and then maybe when you just type one letter P, okay, maybe it recommend it suggests it to you Pekan, Pahang, or maybe you, when you type or key in K, Kuantan, Kuantan, K, what else? Kuala Terengganu, and so on. Okay, so this is the first activity. It's about the objective is to know the destination of the user. Second one, after get the destination, okay, of course, and also your current position, so the user can choose, okay, the driver, okay, and also price, the price. So here the objective, the second objective of the second activity is to provide an option to the user. Okay. The third one, show who is the right driver, plate number, and also the driver name. Okay, and there is a picture. So the purpose here is to deliver the information who the driver that you select before. Okay, so you can also contact so this is the contact here is contact of the driver, right? So there is something like objective. The objective of the third activity is about the driver, okay, plate number, okay, and the car, and also can contact information and so on. So don't add too many things, yeah. But if you want to add relate to the objective of the third activity. The objective of the third activity is to display the driver information. Okay. And the last activity here is the current position. Yeah. The current position of the driver. How many minutes the driver will arrive to your destination, to your current position. Okay. So here can display 3-minute way. Okay. Go to your position. Okay. Contact and message and cancel booking. Yeah. So there is a purpose, yeah, for each activity, and feature that you added into your design should relate, should support, and should integrate in your under your objective or your purpose. Cut out the clutter. Okay. Strive for minimalism. Focus on the content that is valuable for your user and remove unnecessary elements that do not support user tasks. Prioritize one primary action per screen. Try to design its screen for one thing and one thing only. This one, remember. When you design the activity, try to prioritize one primary action per screen, per activity. One thing only, with no more than one call to action. Make navigation self-evident. Okay. Make sure that navigation feel familiar to the user. People are happy when the application meet their expectation. Symbol call the driver, for example. Okay, there is a phone, right? So don't use the other symbol. Okay. Make sure the navigation feel familiar. And then usually in the mobile apps, the navigation is located on the bottom. Okay, sometimes on the top. Okay. Usually switch button. Okay. Strive for consistency. Don't move navigation control to a new location or hide them on the different page. Okay. Provide a clear path. Okay. Users should be guided to the content they are looking for quickly. Don't make it unpredictable. When you design the navigation, you have to make sure that your navigation can be predicted, can easily predict or predictable. All people can predict the navigation. Oh, when I click this one, it means that I will go home button. I will go home page. So you have to make sure that provide a clear path. Okay. Don't make it unpredictable. Unpredictable usually make it the user confused. Yeah. Okay. And then design finger-friendly tap target. Oh, this one. Provide ample touch target for interactive element. Create control that measure at least 7 to 10. Usually your finger, your finger around 10 millimeter. Okay, so they can be accurately tapped with a finger. So that when you design a button, okay, make sure at least 7 to 10 millimeter. Okay, so your finger can touch that button and it can trigger to the to navigate to the others activity. Ensure that there is a right amount of spacing between the tap target. When you create two buttons, you have to make sure there are spacing. Yeah, there is a spacing between them, between two buttons. Okay. Don't make it too close. Okay? When user click left button or accidentally, okay, click the right button. Okay, or the user means want to click the left button, but because of the spacing between two button very close, so user can click the right one. So that is wrong. So you have to make sure there is a spacing, amount of spacing between the tab target. Okay, this is example. Okay, the coin is 18 millimeter and the keyboard is 15 and your finger normally is 10 millimeter. Therefore, I ask you, when you design a button, the button size is 7 to 10 and make sure you have amount of spacing between them. Okay, make text legible. Choose a typeface that work well in multiple size and way to maintain readability and usability in every size. Okay. Normally, use legible font size. We use at least 11 point, so the user can read it. Okay, and at the typical viewing distance without zooming. This is the example. The proper font size. Heading, subheading, and also the text should be at least 11. Okay. Use a sufficient color contrast for the text. Let's say the background is white, you have to choose the text color in the contrast color for the contrast color. Example, left side is the wrong example. Okay, so if the background is white, please use the black color for your text. Provide feedback on the interaction. Okay, each human-computer interaction is based on the two fundamental elements: user input and a computer reaction to it. Okay. Feedback is needed in your design. Feedback acknowledge action and help user understand the result of operation. Feedback help people know what an application is doing now. Example, when the user switch on the discovery, it show the background. So it display a different color for background. When the user switch on the connect contact, okay, the color will be blue. Sometimes when you design, sometimes you just change the color on the switch button. Okay, here this is an example. Usually in our mobile apps device, just a switch button, but it show what happened. It show the so people know what the application is doing now. Okay, next is minimize the need for typing. Ask only what you are really need to know. Keep form as short and simple as possible by removing any unnecessary field. Make data entry as efficient as possible. This is the example. You see the left side. If you ask a user to fill in all this information, I believe they feel that I don't really like this application, and this is going to be painful, isn't it? Okay, but if you try to make it design, if you try to design on the based on the following the right side here, I believe the user will be a breeze. Okay, so just select the departure, okay, arrival, and select the date. Okay, just just click add a plus button to add the passenger. Okay, it's totally different to the left side here. Number one, I have to key in many things. So choosing lot of key in lot of data. Okay, not make it more simple. Okay, it will be painful. Create a seamless experience. It's wrong to consider mobile apps as standalone experience. Usually user have a lot of device, yeah. User has several devices such as desktop, mobile phone, and tablet. I expect to have seamless experience across all those devices when using your product. And always test your design. Ask the real user to complete the regular tasks in your application. Based on the result of the testing, you will be able to see how well your design really perform. And constantly measure your application. Treat your application as continuously evolving entity. Yeah? Using data from analytics and user feedback to improve your experience. Don't try to design the perfect experience from the first attempt. Focus on prototyping and testing. Don't expect that your first attempt can produce the perfect design. What should you do? Just focus on prototyping and testing. Okay. Don't expect too much. So you can do some methodologies here. Example, conduct prototype, okay, review, and refine and iterate. Don't design in isolation. Start by validating your hypothesis based on the user needs. Use the design sprint design, okay, to help you move from the idea to learning in just a few days instead of taking a month or year. So you can use this technique, okay, which is a sprint technique. Within a few days, you can complete your design. Let us watch this video. Okay. So you can refer to the sprint design, okay? And don't ask for permission right at the start. Yeah. Ask only what your application clear needs. Example, at the beginning, okay, the user is asked to grant location permission without relevant information. It's about the grocer, coffee maker, and so on. But why the application requires your current location? So this is wrong. But if you ask, if you type something location, okay, the user is asked to grant location permission in the context of relevant task. After requesting to search a store location, then it possible, okay? So you can display permission like this, but at the beginning, no, all right? You have to, you can trigger the location permission on the right way. Example, when the user searching the location, then you can the system can request permission, can request the current location of the user. Okay, Otherwise, it will be totally wrong here. Okay, don't make a user wait for the content. Example. Don't use a jargon in the user interface. Okay. Every word in your application is a part of conversation with your user. Make this conversation comfortable for them by speaking the same language as your user. Don't use a custom gesture as a primary way of interacting with the application. Use standard gesture for shortcut. People are familiar with the standard gesture, so no extra effort is needed to discover or to remember. Avoid using a standard gesture to perform non-standard action. Don't replicate the web experience on the application. Avoid using underline link in a mobile apps. Usually we don't use the underline link in the mobile apps. But usually we can something like we can trigger a button. We give a button action in order to open a certain website. So that one is more better other than link, underline link in the text. User expect a certain interaction pattern and interface element in the mobile apps. Okay. Don't create a dead end page like this. Okay. Nothing in your application should be dead end. Okay. Error state and empty state should be provide instruction and action to move forward, whether you want to back or return to the home page, rather than you display an error occur like this. Okay, don't take a user to a browser. Okay. Usually we go to the website, not open a specific browser such as Google Chrome, Opera, and so on. Don't ask the user to rate your application during their first experience. Yeah, usually this is the suggestion, just suggestion. Number 10, don't ask user to rate your application during their first experience. You ask a user, and this is your first time launch your application, then ask them to give a rating. Better when you have several versions, for example, and it well established, then you can ask a rating later on. Okay, that's it.